He thought I'd be devastated when I found out about his affair, and I was. But I was also smart. Instead of crying, I started planning. I waited until he thought he had earned my forgiveness, then I did the unthinkable. One night, as we lay in bed, he smiled. "I'm so glad you gave me another chance." I smirked, funny. That's exactly what he said to me last night. His breath hitched. "Who?" he whispered. I rolled over and said, "Let's just say he knows all your secrets." His jaw dropped, and that's when the real revenge began. I, 42 female, have been married to Mark, 44 male, for 14 years. We live in Chicago, own a home in Norwood Park, have a 10-year-old daughter, and to most people we look like your standard happy suburban family. I'm a high school English teacher. He works in finance. I used to think we had a solid relationship. Not perfect, but steady. We had our routines, our quiet nights in, and our family weekends. We didn't fight much. We didn't have huge problems. At least that's what I thought. Looking back now, I realize I missed the signs. He started working late more often. Said he was tired all the time. Got distant. Stopped being affectionate. No more random texts during the day. No more casual hugs or kisses. He kept his phone on silent and face down, always. I asked him once if something was wrong. He told me I was imagining things. That he was just stressed. I believed him. I didn't push. I figured maybe life was just catching up with us. Then one evening, he was in the shower and left his phone on the coffee table. It lit up. I wasn't trying to snoop. I really wasn't. But it flashed a message that caught my eye. "Sierra, you taste like I remember." My heart stopped. My stomach dropped. I felt lightheaded. I just stared at the screen, hoping I read it wrong. I didn't. I picked up his phone. Opened the messages. No password. Same passcode he always used, our wedding date. And just like that, my world shifted. The messages went back months. Hundreds of texts. Photos. Videos. Conversations that made my skin crawl. He wasn't just cheating. He was involved. Trips, hotels, weekend getaways that he had disguised as work conferences. Restaurants we used to go to, he now went to with her. She knew about me. Called me, the wife, in texts. Made jokes about how clueless I must be. One of the worst texts said, "Spent all night with the wife. Poor thing has no idea. I thought about you the whole time." I felt sick. My hands were shaking. I should have screamed or confronted him. But I didn't. Something in me just went cold. I didn't say a word. I took screenshots of everything. I saved them on my computer. I even emailed them to myself and a trusted friend for backup, just in case. Then I put the phone back and acted like nothing happened. That night, I made dinner, smiled, and sat across from the man who had been lying to me for nearly a year. I watched him laugh with our daughter and talk about his day. I pretended everything was fine. I didn't sleep that night. I laid in bed next to him, staring at the ceiling, listening to him breathe, wondering how long he had been lying to me and how I had been so blind. I didn't cry. The next day, I started planning. I didn't want revenge. Not at first. I just wanted to protect myself and my daughter. I wanted to be smart. So I contacted a divorce attorney. Not just any attorney, a tough, seasoned woman who had handled plenty of infidelity cases. She told me to stay quiet. To collect more evidence. To not give him any reason to suspect. So I played along. For weeks. I started keeping a journal. Dates, times, what he told me, what he was really doing. I went through our finances and found payments to hotels, flights, gifts, even lingerie, not in my size. He was sloppy. I set up a GPS tracker in his car. Basic. Just something to verify when he lied about where he was. He once said he was at a work dinner. I tracked him to a downtown boutique hotel. I saved everything. Receipts. Texts. Screenshots. Photos. A file over 200 pages long. Then I started acting like I was trying to reconnect. I asked him to do date nights again. I told him I missed us. I apologized for being distant, even though I hadn't done anything wrong. I acted like I wanted to fix the marriage. He seemed surprised, but happy. He got more comfortable. More careless. He even told me he was proud of us for making it through a rough patch. What rough patch? The one he created? Then, one night in bed, while he was cuddling me, he said something that made me pause. "I'm really glad you forgave me." I hadn't said anything about knowing. I hadn't confronted him. So I looked at him and said, "Funny, that's exactly what he said to me last night." He went completely still. "What?" he said. I smiled. "You heard me." He pulled away from me, confused. "Who?" I rolled over. "Let's just say he knows all your secrets." I didn't say another word. I turned off the light and pretended to go to sleep. He didn't sleep that night. I could feel him shifting. Getting up. Pacing. Checking his phone. Whispering my name. I ignored him. The next morning, he looked pale. Like he hadn't slept at all. He tried to talk. I said I was busy. He asked what I meant by what I said. I told him he should figure it out. Since then, he's been walking on eggshells. Watching me. Asking weird questions. Checking my phone when I'm not looking. Trying to be extra sweet. He's unraveling. But I'm not done yet. This is only the beginning. I kept pretending. Every morning, I kissed him on the cheek. Every night, I made sure dinner was warm and the house was calm. I smiled, I laughed, I played my role. He had no idea how far ahead I was. A week after I dropped that line about, he knows all your secrets, things started to shift. Mark began canceling plans with Sierra. I knew because I still had access to his synced iPad, the one he forgot was linked to his phone. She wasn't happy. Her texts were getting angry. Stuff like, "Are you ghosting me now?" So she found out, didn't she? You said you'd leave her. He didn't reply much. He was pulling away from her now. Trying to save face maybe. Trying to control the fallout. He started paying more attention to me. Buying flowers. Making small talk. Offering to help clean the kitchen. Things he hadn't done in years. He was trying to fix it. But he didn't know the rot had already set in. And then came the twist. I got an email from Sierra. Not to my regular email. To the throwaway one I'd used for some parenting blog years ago. She must have found it through an old comment or something. Subject, you don't know everything. At first, I thought it was a bluff. But when I opened it, my hands started shaking. She attached screenshots. Texts between her and Mark, ones I hadn't seen. Ones that were deleted. He didn't just cheat. He lied to her too. He told her I was abusive. That I refused intimacy. That I manipulated him. That I used our daughter to trap him. He even told her I cheated first. That part hit hard. Because not only was he betraying me, but he was also creating a version of me that didn't exist. A cruel, cold version that gave him an excuse to play the victim. I read every single word, sitting at the edge of the bed, heart pounding in my ears. The last message from her said, "If you think he's a good man, think again." I might have been the other woman, but at least I wasn't the liar who told both of us what we wanted to hear. Good luck. And then nothing. I stared at the screen for what felt like an hour. He was trying to paint me as the villain. To her. Maybe to others too. I started wondering who else he talked to. What lies he told about me. What friends might have heard his twisted stories and believed them. I checked his phone again the next day while he was showering. Same passcode. Still hadn't changed it. There was a group chat. Guys from his office. A poker group. And that's when I saw more. He had sent them photos. Of me. Not nude. But private. Sleepy selfies. Pictures of me cooking in shorts. Taken without my permission. One text read, "She's not bad to look at, but God, she's boring." Another, "Can't wait to get out. Just biding my time until the kid's old enough." My hands were ice cold. This wasn't just cheating. This was planned. He was laying the groundwork. Trying to turn people against me before he ever left. Making sure he would come out looking like the one who tried. The one who stayed for the kid. The one who held it together. Meanwhile, I was just a placeholder in his life. Someone to clean, raise his child, cook, smile at dinner parties. A cover. It hit me then. He never really loved me. Not the way I thought. I wasn't heartbroken anymore. I wasn't shocked. I was done. But I still didn't move. Not yet. Because now I wanted something different. I wanted to take back my story. I reached out to a private investigator the next day. Female. Discreet. Expensive. I told her I wanted more. Bank accounts, hidden spending, anything unusual. She found something in less than a week. A second credit card. One I didn't know about. Used for hotel stays, expensive dinners, designer perfume, jewelry. He'd been preparing to propose to her. There was even a down payment on a small condo under his name, but in another part of the city. He was building a second life. Maybe not anymore. But he was. That was the plan all along. Until I got too close. Until I said something that made him stop. He's still watching me. Acting like we're rebuilding. Still asking if I want to go to therapy. Still checking my face when he thinks I'm not looking, like he's trying to figure out what I know. I haven't told him what Sierra sent me. I haven't told him I know about the second credit card. I haven't told him I've seen his group chat messages. Or that the lawyer and PI are both ready. I sleep beside him every night. He thinks we're healing. But every day, he's waiting for the shoe to drop. And that's the best part. Because it hasn't even started. About a week after I got the screenshots from Sierra, something else happened. Something I didn't expect. I got a letter. A real, physical letter. No return address. Just my name, written in messy handwriting and my home address. I opened it slowly, hands shaking. Inside was a single page, typed out, no signature. It said, "You're not the only one he's done this to. Check 2016. Check Pittsburgh." I read it 3 times. Pittsburgh? 2016? It made no sense at first. But that's the thing about betrayal. You start remembering small things once someone tells you where to look. That summer, Mark had gone to Pittsburgh for a financial conference. He was gone for 4 days. I had forgotten all about it. I had stayed home with Lily, who was barely 2 at the time. He said the trip was boring and he didn't take any pictures. He came back with a cheap hotel pen and a Pittsburgh Steelers shirt that still had the tag on it. Something clicked. I went digging again. Old emails, calendar entries, credit card statements. And there it was. He stayed at a hotel not where the conference was supposed to be. He'd lied about the dates. He said he left Monday and returned Thursday, but the flight receipts I found showed he left Sunday and came back Friday. That extra time? Unaccounted for. I sent the name of the hotel to the PI. Asked her if she could get records. She did. 2 guests. Same room. 1 male, 1 female. Paid in cash, but they used a rewards card. Guess who the card belonged to? Mark. He had taken someone else there. Years ago. Before Sierra. Maybe even before a few others. This wasn't a one-time mistake. It wasn't even an emotional affair that went too far. This was a pattern. He had done this before. He had likely done it many times. I asked the PI to look further back. All the way to the first 5 years of our marriage. She found signs of at least 3 other women. All short-term, but all real. Receipts. Travel. Gift cards. Flowers delivered to addresses that weren't ours. I felt sick. I had spent so many years thinking we were just going through ups and downs. I thought maybe I wasn't trying hard enough. I blamed myself for his distance, his coldness, the way he withdrew from me emotionally. But he wasn't withdrawing. He was investing, just not in me. Every late night, every business trip, every excuse, it all made sense now. And then came the next twist. One of the women, not Sierra, reached out to me. I guess word had gotten around. Maybe Sierra told her. Maybe she found me online. Either way, she sent me a message on Facebook. It sat in my message requests for days before I opened it. Her name was Rachel. She said she met Mark in 2018. They dated for 5 months. He told her he was divorced. Said his wife was crazy and had full custody of the kid. Said he was still recovering emotionally and didn't want to rush into anything serious. She only found out the truth when she saw a photo of us online. A tagged photo from a school event I had posted. He was standing next to me, smiling, arm around my waist. She said she confronted him and he ghosted her. She never got closure. She wanted to warn me, even if it was years late. She wasn't asking for anything. Just wanted me to know. And you know what? I appreciated it. It helped. Not because I needed more pain, but because now I had confirmation. He's not a man who made one bad choice. He's a man who lies as easily as he breathes. But here's the final twist, at least for now. My daughter found something. She came to me last night, holding an old phone, Mark's old iPhone he used to let her play games on when she was little. I'd completely forgotten about it. Mom, this phone still works. Look, I can get on the pictures. I took it from her. My hands instantly went cold. He never wiped it. Thousands of photos. Old texts. Old voice messages. All backed up. I locked myself in the bathroom and went through it. There were pictures of me. Sleeping, cooking, laughing. There were also pictures of other women. Some I hadn't seen. Some I had. Some taken at angles that made it obvious they didn't know they were being photographed. One folder was labeled Memories. In it were videos. Of him talking, rambling. Almost like a video journal. One video, dated August 2019, stuck with me. He was sitting in a hotel room. He looked into the camera and said, "Sometimes I think I'll just disappear. Leave everything behind. The kid, the wife, the whole mess. Just vanish." But then I remember how easy it is to lie. And how stupid they are to believe me. He laughed after he said that. That laugh still echoes in my head. I haven't told him I found the old phone. I haven't told him I know about Pittsburgh or Rachel or the other women. He still sleeps beside me every night. Still acts like he's making amends. But now I see it all clearly. He didn't just break our marriage. He built it on lies from the start. And the scariest part? He thinks I still don't know. But I do. And I'm not done. It all came to a head one Saturday night. Mark had planned a dinner at this upscale place downtown, somewhere we hadn't been in years. He made a big deal out of it. Got a sitter for Lily. Wore a blazer. Said he wanted to reconnect. The irony nearly choked me. I said yes. But not for him. For me. I had everything now. The video files. The bank statements. The messages from Rachel, Sierra, and another woman named Alyssa who'd surfaced through the PI. The video journal on the old phone. That laugh. I didn't know exactly how it would go. I just knew I was done being quiet. We sat across from each other at a small table near the window. The restaurant was packed. Lots of conversation and soft music, exactly the kind of place where you'd expect a proposal or an anniversary toast. Instead, it was the battlefield I chose. Mark smiled at me like we were some happy couple rekindling something real. He reached for my hand across the table and said, "I know I haven't always been perfect, but I feel like we're in a better place now." That was it. The last line I needed. I leaned back and pulled out a small envelope from my purse. He blinked. "What's this?" "Proof," I said. He looked confused, opened it, and pulled out 3 printed screenshots. His eyes scanned the first one, then the second, then the third. He went pale. I could actually see the moment the blood drained from his face. "I don't know what this is," he mumbled. I kept my voice calm. "Even. Let me help you. That's a text you sent to Sierra. That's a photo of you and Alyssa in Pittsburgh in 2016. And that's a transcript of a video you made in a hotel room talking about leaving me and our daughter." He looked around, panicked. Tried to fold the papers back up. I didn't let him. I leaned in, low enough that the couple at the next table couldn't hear, but sharp enough for him to feel the weight of every word. "I know everything, Mark. And you know what? I waited. I gave you time to come clean. To admit even one of those things. You never did. You thought I'd never figure it out. That I was too stupid. That I'd keep cooking your dinner and folding your laundry while you built an entire second life." His voice cracked. "Please, can we not do this here?" I laughed, bitter and cold. "Oh, you're worried about here? In front of strangers? You weren't worried about that when you were telling your coworkers I was boring. Or when you were video logging your little confessions. You weren't worried when you called me crazy to another woman." "Please," he said again, barely a whisper. I stood up. Every eye in the restaurant turned. The music didn't even seem to matter anymore. "I'm divorcing you," I said, loud and clear. "And before you try to spin this like you always do, just know that I have everything. The messages. The pictures. The video journals. Even the old phone you never wiped. You didn't just cheat. You lied, gaslit, manipulated, and humiliated me." People were staring now. The table next to us went completely quiet. I didn't care. "I'll be gone by Monday. The papers are already drafted. You'll hear from my lawyer next week. Don't call me. Don't try to talk to Lily. Everything from here goes through legal. You did this. And now you can live with it." I walked out and didn't look back. He tried to come home that night. I locked the doors and shut off the lights. I turned my phone off. When he knocked and knocked and knocked, I didn't answer. He left. The next morning, I got a text from his sister, Kara. She'd always liked me. She said, "He's spiraling." What happened? I sent her 2 screenshots. She responded, "I'm sorry. He's lied to everyone. If there's anything I can do, I'm here." He tried again the next day. This time through Lily. He sent her a text saying, "Tell mommy I love her." She showed me the message and asked, "Is daddy in trouble?" I told her as gently as I could. "Daddy made some really big mistakes. And now we need to make some changes. But none of this is your fault. And I'll always be here." She cried. I held her. I cried too. The days after that were strange. Empty and loud at the same time. Every corner of the house had echoes of lies I didn't know were there. But at least now I could hear the truth. And it was better than silence. Mark eventually moved into a rental. Filed a response to the divorce. Tried to fight for 50-50 custody, but with the PI's report and the video evidence, the judge gave me primary. Supervised visits for now. He sent emails, first angry, then desperate. He blamed childhood trauma. Said he was depressed. Said I pushed him away. Said he felt invisible. But I'm done carrying the weight of his choices. I'm tired. But I'm lighter. I don't know if I'll ever trust someone again. I don't know if I want to. But I do know this, I'm not stupid. I'm not weak. And I'm not the woman he made me believe I was. I'm free. For now, that's enough.